Okay. Okay, we're back. So yeah, basically, what ended up happening is, where's Pierre? Because they're like, your leader has left you, and then the conservatives are like, where's Trudeau? Your leader has left you. They're not here either. However, Trudeau did come back later. So at the very beginning, they're like, where's Pierre? And they're like, where's Trudeau? Both of them are like fighting each other. Trudeau did come back later, but the speaker, this guy, he's a very important guy. He's told people that you will be kicked out of the government if you keep chanting, basically. And this is them yelling at each other. Yeah.
Speaking to reporters before the voting mail tone began Tuesday evening, government house later curtailed Creasy believer for his absence.
Yep. So basically, they're just saying that the reporters, everyone has been saying that, like, this guy leaving, this guy not being here is horrible. He should have been there. Why is he leaving Canada behind? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
He is yesterday claiming go the Canadians that he's going to hold this government to account, she said. Well, let's see if he shows up to work.
Yeah. So basically, she's just saying, like, Pauvier or Pierre has like promised he's going to stop Trudeau. He's going to hold Trudeau accounted to all his bad things. And she's just like, well, how is he supposed to do that if he's not here to vote, right? But it doesn't necessarily make sense because of this. Read this.
Laws apart in the work of the pandemic allow maps to vote virtually, trade and up, labor, tutor and maps.
Sorry. So a lot of people have done. I knew I was going to sneeze. Sorry. Yeah, they're just saying that app, right? Like on your phone, right? An app. So you can vote on an app. You don't actually have to be there. Yeah. Sorry. So even though Peter wasn't there, or Pierre, right? They're basically just saying, like, I'm still holding them accounted. I still voted on my phone. So it doesn't really make sense that we'll see if he shows up to vote when he's like, I'm voting on my phone. Like, why does it matter if I'm there physically? I can do other things, right? They're like, this doesn't make sense. Yeah.
Uh, okay. NDP House Leader Julian also spoke to the report about Flavor's absence. And
Yeah. So this leader is basically just saying, like, oh, we're going to talk about him. And this is what she said.
okay, the fact that the Mr. Flavor doesn't even have the courage to be heard with the member of the parliament that are here all night shows how difficult his latest blocking difficult is, Junior said.
Basically, she's like, he's weak. He doesn't have courage. if he can't even be here to vote, like he's just doing it for a show to look good. He's a horrible person, which is weird. But,
The sound not clear. Just the sound. Sometimes I think your computer have the issue, or
no. Nothing's wrong with the computer. Nothing says anything's wrong on my side. The problem is probably well, we've been having problems with Cambly, right? It's the weekend now, so there's probably a small disconnect, or there could be a secondary problem, which is sometimes when you have a fan on, because this sometimes happens with me, is the fan will pick up the sound but not pick up the voice, which is a bit weird. But anyways, what she said there again, just so you can hear it again, is yeah, Polvier is weak. He doesn't have courage, and he's a bad person. He's not actually doing this. He's just doing this to look good. He's a bad person.
The conservatives maintain they will carry out their opposition tax until the liberals lift the carbon tax from the all home heating efficiency sources passed a bill the green carbon tax reduction to some farmers and expect over the faster nation from the carbon they as some chips have the demand.
So again, the conservatives' big idea is let's get rid of the carbon tax because again, it's hurting people who are poor, it's hurting farmers, and it's hurting the First Nations, the first people of Canada. These three people are suffering, so let's get rid of this tax for now. Maybe we can bring it back later, but for now, like let's get rid of it, help these people when they're suffering, and then fix it later, right?
Polyable put forward a mountain climb on the government to meet towards the demos on Thursday build it was the debate.
Yeah. So again, Pauvier has motioned the government. He's like, you have to get rid of this tax bill. And then the Liberals, so Trudeau plus the NDP said, nope, we're not getting rid of it. Yeah, it was defeated. He lost. But which is normal because the Conservatives don't have as much power. If the NDP and Liberals are together, it's like this. The Conservatives are close, but it's not big enough yet. They're supposed to vote on it soon, right?
The light night house sitting comes as the Senate is set to have a final vote on the carbon tax carve-out bill that has been a lighting load for the controversy in the upper
chamber. The way it works in government in Canada is we have the lower chamber and the upper chamber. The lower chamber basically makes the laws, and the upper chamber says yes or no. So the upper chamber only does yes or no. They don't make any laws or anything. And so in the lower chamber, they've passed this bill, but then the upper chamber is like no or yes or whatever. And this has had a lot of controversy. A lot of people like it, and a lot of people hate it, so they're fighting all the time. Yeah.
Bill C. The 234 would remove the carbon tax from the most natural gas and was used on farmers another farm, but like the diesel and gas line are already expaid under the Liberal tax
Tax regime.
This means it's expected to be put up for the trade vote in the Senate on the Thursday.
So the bill that the conservatives want is to remove the tax from natural gas and propane for farmers. Diesel and gasoline is already gone. They don't have to worry about that one, so that's good. But natural gas and propane is still very expensive for farmers, which is very important, right? We need natural gas or propane to heat the farms for cows and stuff like that. So we need this, but they're not doing it. Well, they vote Thursday. So on Thursday we'll find out what happens. Yeah, which is right now actually, right? Thursday evening is right now for them. So the vote is probably happening as we speak.
The conservative members' bill was passed in the House without the support of the governing Labour Party without much fanfare. Both the bill began to receive more attention after the Labour's undone 3 years carbon tax in person to
So exemption for heating oil. So again, the conservatives tried to pass this in the past, and they were able to do it without the liberals. But no one really cared. That's what fanfare means. Like, who cares? Like, no big deal. But once the liberals announced a heating oil exemption, all of a sudden everything changed because the conservatives were like, we've been trying to get rid of this forever. And now the Liberal Party is saying we can get rid of heating oil. So the Conservative Party is like, if you want to get rid of that, let's get rid of everything. And now they're fighting, and now it's a big deal, right? And that's kind of what this is saying as well. Like, the senators are like, this is ridiculous. It's okay when liberals do it, but it's not okay when conservatives do it. That's silly, because they're fighting, saying that conservatives bad, liberals good, but they're doing the same thing, which doesn't make sense. And then again, the conservatives are seeking support for this, getting rid of the stuff.
Conservatives use the Labour expansion as the reading point to call for the C-200 pass.
Yeah. So again, after the liberals said we'll get rid of heating oil, that's okay. You're allowed to buy that. Conservatives were like, oh, let's get everything then. If liberals think heating oil is okay, why not gasoline? Why not propane? Why not natural gas? Why not this? Blah, 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 blah. So conservatives are trying to get everything after the liberals kind of gave up a bit. But what happened next?
The ancient debate, the upper chamber restarted agitation of the buying and harassment by the some senators.
So basically, they're saying that people are telling them like, hey, you have to vote for this or you're a horrible person. Like, who knows what might happen to your job if you don't vote for this, or like they're kind of trying to bully them to make them do this. Yeah.
Uh, the Senate voted the 40 to 92 amend the bill to the limit the expansion only to the playpens used for the grain drying if the bill passed with the amendment. The carbon tax would still appeal to heating grains and
Greenhouses.
greenhouses.
So essentially, they're saying that they got rid of everything, and the only thing you're allowed to do that is free from the tax is propane for grain, which is silly because that's so little. The big problem is heating the barn for the cows, the pigs, the chickens, or heating the greenhouse to grow plants in the wintertime. Because remember, Canada is snow time, right? We need to grow food in the wintertime or things get really expensive. So it's not helping the important things.
Ben
This guy.
Ben Nob, the map who played
MP, just say MP.
who voted forward the bill said the Wednesday that he was the disappointed with the Senate
Change. So basically, what I just told you, right? Heating the barn for animals or greenhouses to grow food in the wintertime for people to get cheaper, that's the most important part. And that's not being helped. The only thing getting helped is drying corn, drying wheat. That's silly. That's useless. That's not good. Yeah.
The amendment that was passed last night in the way that is the bill and really diminishes the opportunity that was three so close to have a good result for the Canadian farmers. The Ontario MP told the reporter.
So basically, yeah, he's just saying that when they say gut the bill, it means make the bill useless. Like, what's the point of this bill now? That like this was supposed to help farmers, and this is going to help like 1%, 2%. Like, what's the point now of doing this? Yeah, I guess it helps by 2%, but it was supposed to help by like 50% or like a huge amount. But yeah, they're just like whatever. No.
Sun plays the who play
Daphne.
Dapcon the proposed the amendment that defended the change.
So this is the guy who changed it. So this would be like a liberal senator who changed the bill, or maybe NDP. And this is what he said. Yeah.
The amendment listed on the fact that the alternative and the efficiencies are readily available to reduce emission relax to heating and cooling of the farm building as compared to the green drying, he said in the media statement.
Basically, he's just saying that like the reason we are focusing on the grain drying is there's really nothing you can do other than propane drying. That's like the only thing you can do for grain. But for heating or cooling your barn, you can use other things. You don't have to use natural gas, or you don't have to use oil or whatever. And farmers are probably thinking, because my family's thinking this, they're basically thinking, yeah, but natural gas costs me like $10 a month versus the alternative is like $300 a month. which one do I want, right? But yeah, so basically, he's like, yeah, it's a good idea. We should keep it this way. But yeah.
If the bill passes the trade reading in the Senate, it will go back to the House for MPs to consider the changes made by the upper chamber.
Yeah. So again, the way it kind of works in the Canadian government is we have the lower house and the upper house. The lower house makes a law, they send it to the upper house. The upper house looks at it. Oh, let's change this, let's change that. They send it back down. The lower house works on it again, tries to make it better, sends it back up. They look at it again. Is it good, bad? Oh, it's bad. Let's fix it again. And they can keep doing that cycle again and again and again until finally the upper chamber's like, good. And then it becomes a law in Canada. That's kind of how it works. So a little bit complicated. In China, is there carbon taxes? Like, does the government tax gasoline and stuff? Or not really? I forget how much is the carbon tax in Canada. The tax is basically 65%.
Canada?
Yeah, for fuel. So like if it's $1 gas, now equals $1.65 gas. Like that's kind of how that works. Holy, that's really bad. But okay. Yeah. Okay. But that's specifically for gas, coal, oil, and fossil fuels. So what's the other one? There's one more. I forget. But these are like the main ones they're talking about, like your gas, your coal, your oil, to heat your house and stuff. I guess since you live kind of in the south, you don't have to heat your house or just air conditioning?
Air conditioning.
Like, do you heat your house in the wintertime? Like right now, is your house heated or not really?
What is that? Heat the house?
Yeah, heating. Like heat your house, make it warmer.
Oh no. Here no hot no. Here just I just use the fan. Use the fan. You say I use the heating. No, I never use the heat.
Okay. So you just use AC, right? Air conditioning, AC, right?
Very hard.
Okay.
The winter. Same to Vietnam. Very hard. We know use the heating. We just the sun is very shining. Oh my god. Now this winter the sun is very shining. I think today the temperature, what is the temperature?
We're in the mountains, so nighttime gets cold, but
22.
okay. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Right now it's 27, but lunchtime will be 30. Then tomorrow 31, 32, 32, 33. Yeah.
Yeah, when
Still hot.
you said the cold, I think very hot. Maybe
however, nighttime is 17 to 18 Celsius. So that's okay. Nighttime's okay. 17, 18. Just midday sucks.
Maybe one day you take your wife go to the Canada. Your wife like the cold.
Yeah, we can only go in summer. We can only go summer.
Oh, you can go summer. I wonder come to Vietnam.
Yeah. Let's see.
Now I think the air ticket is cheap a little. Today I look at the news. Canada come to the China. The air tickets the cheap.
So this week, -10 to minus 15 Celsius in my home town. So yeah, too cold.
Yeah, too cold. I think maybe too cold. I think maybe okay or no.
Well, you're talking about the flights. The flights aren't the problem with me. Paperwork's the problem, right? Paperwork is my problem, not the money, right? Like getting paperwork for my daughter, paperwork for my wife. That's the problem right now. Money's pretty easy.
Paperwork. They don't have the paperwork. No.
Well, remember what I told you before? I needed more information for my daughter to make her Canadian. So we have that information, so we should be able to fix that soon. But it takes like 6 months to do for my daughter. So like that'll be what, summertime next year.
Now
But for my wife, it's
Vietnam ID card, passport.
For children, it takes 6 months for them to get citizenship card. So it takes 6 months for children. And it's citizen. It's like they're Canadian. They're not like PR card. It's citizenship immediately because they're my baby, right?
So you're not your baby.
But not my wife though.
What your baby more than 6 months, but
No. I mean, paper work takes 6 months. Like, when she is 1 day old, you can start. Like, you can start at 1 day old. Doesn't matter. Like, when she's born, you can start. But it takes 6 months. But the problem was I didn't have enough Vietnamese paperwork proving that she's my daughter. So I just had to get more paperwork from Vietnam and then send it.
Canadian they have the
So-
2 passport, no problem. Different 2 passport.
Well, again, it's not even the passport problem. It's just more of like, I need to, because you have to send 3 paperwork to Canada. So birth certificate, ID card, and like health card or driver's license or something. But she's a baby. She doesn't have the 3rd one yet. So I have to get a 3rd one.
Okay, we
but-
time now.
Anyways, see you after lunch. Yep.